My art, I've been doing art since really middle school. I say like 7th grade is when I started kind of doing like a little bit of the art that you see to this day. It was when I started in middle school. And then once I got in high school, my high school teacher was Miss McIntyre at Lamar High School. And a lot of the stuff that she had is kind of like a lot of the foundation of some of the stuff that I do now. But it was more centered in the landscape, and that's, of course, the green collection that that's more personal. My green collection I ain't selling, that's a lot of my beginning artwork, but it has a certain look that you're not going to ever see probably to this day that I was on back then. But yeah, that's really where it all started, was pretty much middle school to high school. And then I've always knew, once I got a little bit more comfortable with my music and my music career, that about, like, once I hit in my 30s, I was going to pretty much start, bridging the art and the music together. And that's pretty much what I've been doing ever since, Like I said before, in 91, I had already looked at Miles Davis and was a big fan of his stuff musically, and just kind of already was looking at his artwork. And I knew around that time I was going to incorporate that more into my career than he probably did or could have, and that's, where a lot of this stuff comes from. Tell you one story. I remember when Outkast dropped the Aquemini album. I was really, excited because I knew some of the visuals in there, I think, was some of Andre 3000's work. So when I saw him doing that, I was kind of like, oh shit, somebody kind of beat me to the punch of how I wanted to do it. But shit, he ain't never did nothing else from it. Not to say he didn't do nothing else, but as far as displaying it on that wide scale, I haven't seen anything else. So, there's people that I've seen here and there, and there's a few artists to this day that still do it in a certain manner. But I always knew, from an early age, I wanted to kind of really put it out there and put my stamp on there. And now that I started doing the art, DAJAP's art, jazz, and photography, it's expanded to where it really ain't just my art. It's any people, a lot of artists that I follow, a lot of artists that I support their visuals, some people that I think need more exposure than they got, which that's, you got to be careful of that, because a lot of these artists don't want that exposure, which I'm learning. But yeah, that's what this whole vehicle is about, is doing what I did musically, but doing it in the art. You know what I mean? The same distribution, the same putting it out there, but putting it in a visualization way, and that's where the whole DAJAP's art, jazz, and photography apparel, and the DAJAP's art, jazz, and photography all comes from in my art. So